It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. There is a brand new PSN sale, and truth be told, I really don't know how they're coming up with these gimmicks of these PSN sales. Like, I actually want to meet the people that sit down and, think about what's it gonna be this week? What gimmick can we make it? Under $20? Under $15? Oh, wait, we've done that in the last 2 weeks. How about a prequels and sequels sale? What does that mean? Well, I'll let you figure that one out, but we got some pretty good deals with this sale, at least looking at the top of it, so let's get right into it. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is $8. I know we all love to meme on Star Wars ever since it got, the EA Star Wars titles, and Battlefront 1 was kind of a train wreck. Battlefront 2 was a train wreck initially, but it has gotten quite a bit better. It is available as a part of EA Play, so if you want to go the subscription route of playing it, $8 for it is pretty good. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, $15.99. Really like the deal on this. This is obviously the 3 Spyro games that released on the PlayStation 1 revamped for a modern audience. Visuals look great. I'm super nostalgic with Spyro, so truth be told, I probably enjoyed the game a little bit more than most people, just because, again, that nostalgia hits home. But whenever you're playing something just for nostalgia, that's only going to last for a little bit. These are fundamentally good platformers, and even if you've never checked out Spyro, $15.99 for those are really good. And hopefully, we'll get a brand new Spyro sooner rather than later. Battlefield 5, $10. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, $5. Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, $15. Now, Mafia 2 is a great game. This Definitive Edition wasn't anything to write home about, but Mafia 2 in itself is a really, really good game. I remember really enjoying it. This was one of those games that I got on GameFly way back in the day when it came out, and I remember really enjoying it. Ended up buying it on the PlayStation 3, and now it's available on the PlayStation 4, which is great. $15 for it, I would say, is pretty good, even if the Definitive Edition, again, isn't, the greatest upgrade in the world. AC3 Remastered is $16. Assassin's Creed 3 wasn't my favorite AC in the world. It just had a really, really slow beginning, but once it got going, it got pretty freaking good. $16 for it, I think, is pretty decent. It does include AC Liberation, but AC Liberation, in my opinion, is just not very good, so take that for what you will. Injustice 2 Legendary Edition is $15. That's a lot of additional content with your buy, so pretty good there. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy is on sale for $20. This is pretty good. Naruto Storm 1, 2, and 3. Storm 1, the campaign isn't that great. Storm 2 and 3 have great campaigns. If you're a fan of Naruto, you're gonna enjoy them. If you're not a fan of Naruto, I don't know, maybe give the anime a shot. I thought it was pretty good, even though it got pretty lame at a certain point, and honestly got a little bit nonsensical. Nevertheless, I think $20 for the trilogy is pretty good. Dead Rising Triple Pack, $14.87. This includes Dead Rising 1, 2, and Off the Record. $14.87 for this, I think, is solid. Just Cause 4 Complete Edition, $17.49. I wish that was a little bit cheaper. Like, if that was down to, I don't know, $11, I would say it's a good buy. $17.49 might be a little bit too much. Mafia 3 Definitive Edition is also on sale for $15. In my opinion, this is the weakest of the 3 Mafia games. Still pretty decent, but yeah, I had grandiose expectations going into the release of the game, and didn't meet my expectations. Doesn't mean it's a bad game, just, go in with your expectations tempered, and you'll probably actually enjoy it. Far Cry Primal, $9.89. The Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, $9.89 as well, pretty good. Far Cry 3, $9.89. I mean, it's Far Cry 3, it's pretty good. Knack 2 is $11.99. God, Knack has become the biggest meme on the PlayStation 4. It's kind of sad, because I don't think the game's that terrible. Like, yeah, I get it's fun to meme on, but whatever. AC Rogue Remastered is $9.89. The long-forgotten Assassin's Creed title, because it came out the year where the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were already out. They got AC Unity and AC Rogue released on last-gen platforms, ultimately got remastered on PS4 and Xbox One. This game is great. I thought the narrative was strong. I thought the main character was engaging, and the gameplay is reminiscent of Assassin's Creed 4, and that, to me, is a really good thing. $9.89 for it is a solid. What else we got? We got King of Fighters 14 Ultimate Edition, $28. That's kind of expensive for that. NHL 21, $32.49. Borderlands Legendary Collection, really good here. $19.99 for it. You got Borderlands 1, 2, and pre-sequel with all of the game's respective DLC. What that means is you got a lot of content for your money, and it is a very good buy. I mean, most people have already played these games at this stage of the game, but if you haven't, I think they're pretty good for this price point. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is $12. Enjoyed that quite a bit. These days, though, you do want to pick up the Road to Boruto edition if that is possible. Metal Slug Anthology, $5. I mean, if you're a fan of Metal Slug, if you're a fan of 2D action games, $5 for that is actually really good, and I'd give that a look. What else we got? Just Cause 3 for $3 is really good. I mean, $3 for Just Cause 3, that's so cheap. That game was a train wreck of a console version initially. It was a train wreck on PC, too. I remember it performing really bad on, like, a relatively high-end rig at the time, but it's gotten a lot better. Is it perfect? No, but it's $3. That's a lot more palatable of a price point than $60, so I would check it out for that cheap. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, 15 bucks, tremendous. I'm into visual novels. This one is really good about attention to detail, but that also means you have to pay attention really strongly in this game if you do want to get it right. And 15 bucks for it, I think, is pretty good. Check it out if you were a fan of, like, Danganronpa. I think you're going to enjoy this as well. Mirror's Edge Catalyst, $4. I know Catalyst was a colossal disappointment to a lot of people. Yes, it's, you know, maybe not as quite what you wanted after playing Mirror's Edge 08, but I thought Catalyst was still a pretty decent game, and for $4, I don't think it's the worst pickup in the world. DMC HD Collection, that's DMC 1, 2, and 3, $15. Now, I enjoyed these games tremendously back in the day when I played them on the PlayStation 2. Even DMC 2, I didn't hate as much as most people, but these games have not aged well. They have camera issues. They have some, you know, dated gameplay elements. $15, I would say, is pretty good, but bear in mind, once you get into it, if you just play DMC 5, DMC 5 is a modern action game that is created at a very high level. These games were at a high level when they came out in the early 2000s, but you do have to keep your expectations tempered when you go into them in 2021. What else we got? Mega Man X Legacy Collection, X1 through 4 for 10 bucks. Really good deal. I mean, this is the typical price. X1 through 4 are great. X4 was one of my first games I've ever played in my life. It was one of those early PS1 games. At least I got a Game Boy first, so it's one of the first console games I played. And yeah, I didn't have a memory card on my PlayStation 1. I didn't even know what a memory card was. I just didn't even know you were allowed to save in video games. I was like, saving isn't a real thing, and I just played X4 and died, and then, like, we had to start back from the beginning of the game, and it was wild. My memories with X4, I'm very nostalgic towards Mega Man X. So where is that X9 Capcom? Hopefully sooner rather than later that comes to fruition. But enough sappy talk. X1 through 4 are both really good. All really good, I should say, because you got 4 games there. If you are going to play X1, if you have a PSP, if you have a way to emulate it, I highly recommend you play Maverick Hunter X. That was the PSP remake of X1, and it is just fantastic. They have an additional mode where you can play as Vile, just the essential way to play the game. Unfortunately, not what is in the X Legacy Collection, which is a real bummer. But nevertheless, enough rambling on that. For whatever reason, BioShock Remastered is overpriced like crazy. The games separately are 15 bucks. No moss there. Should note, Just Cause 3, circling back to that, the XXL edition is $4.49, which is pretty good. You get some additional content there. Wild Arms 3, $7.49. Man, don't sleep on Wild Arms. This was one of those classic JRPG franchises that I really enjoyed. Remember playing Wild Arms 3 when a buddy of mine brought it over. It was on the PlayStation 2. It's a PS2 on PS4 game, and I remember really enjoying Wild Arms 3. Wild Arms, hopefully a franchise that makes a comeback someday, but yeah, 3 for $7.49 I think is pretty good. God Eater 2 Rage Burst is $8.99. Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2 is $9.99 as well, so that's X5 through X8. X5 is really good. I liked X6, even though the series probably should have ended at X5, but hey, since they went past, I want X9 now, whatever. X6 is pretty solid. X7 is the one that everybody hates, and X8 I thought was really good. So, not quite as good as the first collection, but still pretty solid. Mega Man Legacy Collection is also on sale. Those are the OG Mega Man games. Those aren't really up my alley as much as the X games, but still pretty decent. So I thought I'd give it a mention. Surge 2 is $12.49, and looks like those are all the deals I just went over. Not a gigantic sale, but pretty good. Party Hard 2 is also on sale for $11.99, which is pretty decent. That's going to wrap up this one. Let me know if you're picking up any of these games. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.